you know, a Lucario on only one side and Ninetales on both is really interesting, and I absolutely love it. In terms of pathing, though, we can see that it might be that 1-1-3, a lot of pressure along this bottom path.
Sierra, I don't know if I am dreaming, but I am seeing a Jigglypuff alone in the top lane. I have never seen this before. Slap me and wake me up, because this is incredible.
What's the Jigglypuff doing? It's going up against this Lucario into the top path, and I mean, I don't want to call things too early, but Lucario is such a strong Pokemon that this could be really dangerous, depending on how often this Duraludon's going to come up here and help.
Absolutely. And one thing to keep in mind is both these teams, Lego and Blossom, have won all of their series. So they are coming into this not completely undefeated in every match, but they have won all of their games, meaning that these strategies have worked every time. Essentially, they have implemented them, and we have a new strategy forming for everyone out there. It is Wigglytuff in the top path.
Hey, I mean, if they're in the winners finals, I am not going to be too critical of that quite yet, because I'm excited to see how that plays out. If you're a team that's being able to make it this far, it is for good reason, and that's speaking for both teams. Already fighting over this experience, there's going to be a couple of blows exchanged, but not too much other than that. Just some respect and backing off.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, we have the same Pokemon for each team in this bottom path here, but now we are actually watching Wiggly and Lucario go at it, and it looks like that Wiggly is holding its own. It's also got glasses and a little beautiful bow tie.
I love this Hollowware. I think it looks quite dapper. It looks nice and clean and proper coming out here to battle it out on Ao's Island. Phenomenal. Along the bottom path, I mean, both of these teams are kind of testing the waters a little bit, doing a little bit of work, but not really going for that same scoring strategy we saw Europe go for.
Yeah, and look at this here. We have the Duraludon coming down from Blossom into that bottom path, while the Duraludon here from Lego into the top path. So once again, we're seeing teams make that big decision as to which path they want to support more. Rin, the Duraludon player here from Blossom, one of the players to watch in this match. Just an incredible player, often runs one of the big, intense carry Pokemon for the team, and that is definitely true seeing him on Duraludon.
And now all the pressure along this bottom path as this Duraludon is going to be joining the fight down here, and the bees has gone as fast as they appeared. 15 seconds until Drednaw is up, and Lego taking a lot of damage. That is going to definitely hinder them trying to compete in this upcoming objective fight.
Yeah, even though Blossom was down a Pokemon, they were still able to perform incredibly well there. But now we have everyone coming to this bottom path. We have a Unite move from Duraludon right here. And the name of the game is Secure This Drednaw, which the Lucario from Blossom able to do, and then clean up this whole fight. Give him a broom. He's sweeping up the entire enemy team.
Oh, absolutely fantastic coming out from Blossom. It's going to be trades all around, though, but Blossom definitely taking the upper hand, taking the objective. That is a good day out on the island. The KO streak of 3 for this Lucario. That's awesome. Lego now going to be trying to pressure this bottom path now that they want to try and make a little bit of that momentum up. And as Unite moves come out, they're unable to quite secure any of these KOs.
Yeah, this looks like an incredible fight here for Blossom. They were being pushed back by Lego, but after that Blissey came in with that Unite move, it feels like it gave them the courage to turn that fight right around, jump back in, and score against Lego. Right now, Blossom feels like they are in command of these big team battles.
Definitely a little bit of better positioning, as well as just being able to already apply pressure to Lego right before is definitely helped them out. What I think is interesting, the Rotom hasn't been contested, hasn't been touched. It's all about this bottom path and putting this pressure on. Lucario's going to take a lot of damage. He's actually going to be taken out as well from the Duraludon from Lego.
Yeah, and here comes that Duraludon. It is scoring. Oh, and we see up at the top path, we have Rin taking this objective. Will it be able to out-secure it from Ninetales? No, it does not. Parasite here from Lego actually ended up stealing that Rotom.
Gonna go down for it though, so that's just going to give the opportunity for the Rotom just to get bursted down. Not too much danger. It's just going to be a little bit of a thorn in your side. Well, damage can be applied elsewhere. We see this Blissey being able to push along the top half, but now 10 seconds until the Drednaw appears. It's time to start rotating back along the bottom, and that's going to be the Rings Unbound to allow Blossom the upper hand of being able to get down here for this fight.
You can see both teams having similar strategies here. Hoopa, bring us in, create those portals. It is time to fight. But it looks like once again, Blossom, a full team wipe, just taking care of every single member on Lego. Is it the Lucario once again? He has 2 KOs. Where's this man's broom?
Absolutely insane. Duraludon with the 3, and then Lucario taking the last 2 KOs, but a fantastic team effort and objective yet again in their favor. It's such an important one to be gaining that momentum, and with the team wipe coming off of that, Lucario being able to rotate up, get the bees. Blossom, they're looking kind of clean.
Yeah, they're looking great right now. I mean, and something we talk about a lot, Sierra, look at the level difference between these two teams. At level 13, Lucario against its counterpart, which was Wiggly, only at level 9. Right now, wow, big KO though for Lego. Obviously, if you KO a Pokemon that's a higher level than you get a big experience bonus here. So the question is this composition from Lego, this supporter-heavy composition, is that going to be able to shut Blossom down, or are they going to continue dominating these big team fights?
I mean, it was able to shut them down at least then, and you're exactly right. That experience they're able to gain from being able to grab the upper hand. Blossom has to be careful of that, because that's where they have that little bit of a lead right now. They got the point lead, they have a level lead, but they don't want to be giving that over in the other team. Though now that Rotom's appeared, just hiding in the grass, waiting to see if anyone from Lego might step a little too far forward.
Yeah, and this is a really interesting play. You do see a lot of the top teams make this. They're waiting to attack that Rotom because they want it walking towards the enemy base at a more advantageous time for them. Closer to when Zapdos spawns or closer to when Drednaw spawns is so much better for Blossom here. If they can hold that Rotom for just a little bit, now they are going to secure it so that it is walking again while the enemy team needs to be worrying about it and Drednaw.
Yeah, the Drednaw up in 5 seconds. At this point, you just let the Rotom go in, or no, you have to keep somebody back, and that's going to be one person down in the fight. Lego, though, they're going to be putting this damage out, and they're going to try and burst it down. Ninetales is going to push forward, try and get involved, though, but it's not going to quite be enough. Duraludon is going to be able to get the KO, but Blossom's Duraludon be able to chase and get one down in return, and it's not going to end there.
And let me tell you, Sierra, it just seems like when Blossom is together, they are incredibly mean, and they have punished Lego every time they've gotten into a big fight. If you look at the map right now, you can see that Blossom is in a great position here around this Zapdos fight, and Lego is actually trying to figure out a way to get in there where they don't all get KO'd and picked off. This is going to be very interesting.
Zapdos is up and just a little bit of waiting to see where the opponent's going to be pushing forward. And well, that's going to give way for Blossom to take control of this area. The Revolving Ruin to make sure to try and close this out as much as possible, but a Unite move in return is going to make this fight also interesting. As the KO settles, though, just that little bit, you can see that Blissey managing to grab that Zapdos in the end for Blossom.
Yeah, and it really felt like Blossom had control over that entire situation. I mean, they were positioned well. They knew that once members of Lego were coming in, they were able to pick them off one by one. And by the time they were ready to take Zapdos, they really did it without much Pokemon contesting that fight there. Incredible plays from Blossom. Right now, they are up a little under 200 points with a minute left to go.
This point too, you can see some members from Lego having the points to be able to try and fight back, but it's all about whether they get the opportunity. At this point, the Hoopa, that was a 2v1 fight for a while, but finally is going to get KO'd. Little advantages like that, well, that can make all of the difference. But Blossom with that lead, they just have to defend with this 40 seconds left. But Lego, they're getting ready for a push.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Lego has so much Eos energy right now. We still have the Hoopa down from Blossom, so they're actually going to have a player advantage going into this fight. And here it goes. If Lego can score here and then push towards the main base, they would be able to still win this match. They are able to break this goal, and they're trying to move forward. But no, it looks like they are getting picked off. 2 down here for Lego. 3 down now, 4. And it looks like Blossom is going to be able to hold on to this victory.
Oh, that was a fantastic push from Lego going out there, but they needed more. And it wasn't quite enough. KO streak of 3 coming out from the Duraludon from Blossom, and that making all the difference in this fight. It was a formidable effort, but as we're going to see the points rally up, it's not going to be enough. Blossom taking the first match in this best of 3.
And not surprisingly enough, we are seeing Rin, the Duraludon player there from Blossom.
This thing just, even with that rollout that we've seen opted for in the past, so I'm intrigued by I'm intrigued by what Lego could do here.
I'm also very intrigued and so excited to see this Jigglypuff running up towards the top path once again. Are they able to change it up enough so that they can beat Blossom here? Or is Blossom's strategy going to send them right to the grand finals? We are about to find out in 10 short minutes.
Well, right out of the gate, this thing is not scared whatsoever, pressuring right into this Lucario, and these little attacks is actually enough of an impact, but as Duraludon comes and rotates over from both ends, at this point, it's time to back up.
Yeah, and we've got a different fight happening here. Last time we saw Blossom make their way to the bottom path for those 8 minutes 50 seconds Vespiquen Combies, but right now both Duraludons hanging out in the top path, and it looks like they're going to have an even fight in both paths.
I mean, I like that response from Lego too, because if you know that Duraludon from Blossom is going to be pressuring that upper path, you can't just let this Jigglypuff just get bullied up there. You need to be able to respond to it. It does mean the bees though in path or in both paths going to be a little different fleshed up experience wise, but wow, a big play coming up from Lego here as they just push on forward. Wigglytuff was so low and they didn't care.
Well, obviously, that is what they're looking for, that Wigglytuff running in with the sleep, and now we're here in our bottom path. We are watching this 3-on-3 as Ninetales from both teams pushes the enemy away. It's going to be really interesting to see. Now that we've seen that Wigglytuff and Duraludon combo, I wonder if we're seeing a different Lego in this match, if they have a much better strategy.
I mean, if we want to see Lego just moving right through the winner's bracket onto those finals, we need to see a little bit of a different Lego this time around. We need to see a little bit of a change. It's still going to be these Duraludons, just consistent pressure on in this top path. But, a lot of damage done on the Duraludon from Lego's side, and that means that this Wigglytuff is going to fall soon after.
That's right, and now we see Blossom answer right back. They said, no, we're still doing what we did before. We are taking down both of you here in this top path. We have the better strategy using this Lucario.
I mean, that's just part of the thing. Lucario is just the damage output in comparison to Wigglytuff is just so much. Lego, they're going to be making a push back along in this bottom path. The Duraludon here to fight with. It's just going to be a bit of pressure, but Blossom's going to back up from that, opting instead to try and take these bees from a distance.
And now we can see here, we've got 4 members of Lego in that bottom path. Wiggly, it looks like it's making its way down, or perhaps hiding in a bush, waiting to ambush that Lucario somewhere in the central area here. It does look like it wants to slow them down. That is their plan. And now we have a big battle breaking out here at Drednaw. It looks like a ton of damage being thrown down, and there is Rin, that Duraludon player, pushing the entire enemy team back. It looks like once again, Blossom just with an amazing team battle.
Of course, these team battles we saw in the first game were so strong and no difference. It's going to be a KO on base, and they're going to keep pushing forward from that. This is going to be a huge amount of points going in their way. They'll not be able to quite break it with Lego pushing back. They're just going to retreat. They won one fight. They don't need to try and push for the next.
So here we have it. Once again, Lego a little down here. Blossom scored 134 points. They have the level advantage. They took the Drednaw. We need to see how Lego is going to be able to respond to this. Lucario heading up to this top path. And it looks like everyone on Lego getting ready for a possible battle here for this Rotom.
Here's a chance for Lego to try and take this objective fight. Try and push forward on this. Lucario from Blossom pushed all the way back, needing to get out there as to not get KO'd, and that's going to allow all these points to be going in the upper goal. Blossom, though, they're going to group up. They're going to retaliate and push back. They're going to try and get some Bs, but as Unite moves come out, once again, they have to retreat.
Now, this is interesting here. They waited for a moment to decide if they were going to break that top path goal here, and now that they can easily secure Rotom, they've decided, yeah, we're going to get rid of that goal. We're going to let that Rotom walk in, and they're going to continue gathering experience on this map. All the meanwhile, this Duraludon from Blossom, still the highest level Pokemon in the match.
It's definitely terrifying, that's for sure, and even more so as the Unite move is going to come out as Lego tries to pressure on into this team fight, taking so much damage. And sure enough, this Duraludon is going to be putting in work, in the Lucario that we know so much, it's going to be chasing it down the Blissey as well. 2v1, it's not going to go well whatsoever, and that's going to be a couple members from Lego falling in that Rotom push attempt.
No one is safe on Lego. When Blossom gets together, they are just incredible at fighting as a team. We have Drednaw coming up here, and look at that. Hyperspace Hoopa bringing him in. Rings unbound. Here comes the Unite move and a quick secure actually from Lego. I wonder if they're going to be able to push this fight back.
Oh, looks like they might try, though. KO going in way of Blossom is definitely going to put them at a disadvantage. And this Hoopa, it might be in its Unite form, but it's definitely taking all of the damage. Down lower, though, they're able to fire and take on 2 more KOs. Ninetales, absolute unit in putting these work, and Blossom's able to push on forward and grab the goal.
And what a moment there. It looked like they were just relaxing on the beach, and they go down once again. We are just seeing the team battle dominance from Blossom. Whether they win the objective or lose it, they are winning the fights.
Yeah, these team fights have been absolutely insane, and with Rotom up in 20 seconds, you have to wonder, last time there was a team fight going in Lego's way, they're going to try and push that again, but it doesn't really seem from the map that they might want to. This might be free for Blossom.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting right here. I mean, as you can see, they are at just such a high level right now. You've got that Duraludon at 13 and Lucario there. We've got some nice scoring happening here, but it's happening for both teams. Blossom scoring in the top, Lego scoring in the bottom.
Yeah, it's like each team is taking a different path. Like, this is our path that we're going to start trying to pressure towards. We're going to start getting the points. Blossom, though, definitely looking a lot better point-wise. Up over under 20, though. Now, Lego's going to be pushing forward. Go for the engage. Revolving Ruin coming out from Duraludon to try and output that damage. No KOs happening, though. Oh, just kidding. Able to chase it down, grab that Duraludon on Blossom side, no matter the cost, and a lot of damage being done. Ninetales unable to quite secure the KO onto the opposing Blissey. It's able to get away, but instead will grab that Lucario.
So that was a wonderful fight there for Lego, but the question is, given that Duraludon used its Unite move so close to Zapdos coming up, is it going to have it for this final fight? It's one of the most important things that you can do as a team, is knowing when to use your Unite moves. If it's able to get its Unite back, then I think that was an amazing play. If not, they might have put themselves in such a difficult position when they end up fighting over Zapdos.
Yeah, as soon as the Zapdos appears, you see those big Unite moves coming out, especially with the Buddy Berries, put your team in an advantageous position. I don't know. It's difficult to say. That might be a really big mistake.
Here we go. We've got this fight getting ready. 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Blossom wins this, and they are heading straight into the grand finals. Let's take a look here, and we actually see the rings unbound coming out, the Unite moves coming down from Duraludon, and this is what we were talking about. We do have one from both Duraludons. Who's able to get this secure? It is the Ninetales from Blossom. Oh my goodness. One member of Blossom goes down, but they are able to take that Zapdos.
Oh, there's the chase, though. Duraludon from Lego is going to be grabbing 2 KOs. And, well, Lego, they're not looking to slow up there at all. This Ninetales from Blossom trying to get away and unable to quite. Some lot of Pokemon going down on Blossom's side. And now Despite the fact that LEGO lost the Zapdos, it's whether they can try and push back and get those points.
I mean, that is the real question, isn't it? We still have a minute left. They have a lot of AO synergy. In some ways, they did great in that last fight, and they kind of won it to an extent because Blossom didn't get to score much. A lot of them were KO'd after that Zapdos. But the question is, can LEGO now make their way in and fight against this Blossom team that has been so amazing at team battles and outscore them right now? They have a lot of points that they need to put into a goal.
Well, they do, and we can see them starting to group up in this central area. Less than a minute back. If there is a play to be made, well, they need to find the opening right about now. A Blizzy pushing by itself into the central area might just be that little handout they need, though it looks like it might actually just try and score on the other end. We can see the Eos energy littered all around. So, well, LEGO, while they're pushing around that bottom path, this is going to be a lot of points to even further Blossom's lead there. But as the action goes on, you know, LEGO, they'll get their points of their own. They're putting out a lot of damage. Revolving Ruin, though, to try and push them back, and that's going to be 1 KO secured, 2 KO secured for Blossom. And at this point, I don't know if there's anything LEGO can do with only 10 seconds left.
No, I mean, they just take them down right there. I love that play by Blossom. They send Blissey all the way to the other side saying, we know you're coming to score here, but we are going to counter score right now. Such a great push from LEGO, but it's not able to do more than break that bottom goal. Blossom heading into the grand finals.